Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia and welcome back to Overcoach, and I wanted to go through a thing before we get into this VOD. It is the fact that I have changed the way in which Overcoaches are uploaded and submitted for review. So on the Discord now, there are now support, tank and DPS channels for you to separate up those VODs into these certain roles. This is going to help me in changing the way in which we see Overcoach is uploaded. So after ironically Overcoach number 69, I did not mean for that to happen, trust me, but from Overcoach 70 and onwards, they will be uploaded in order of support, tank, DPS, and they will rotate in that order. So you'll get support, tank, DPS, support, tank, DPS, support, tank, DPS. This means that we will continue to have different Overcoaches one after another, and we don't end up looking at 3 Reinhardts in a row, or 3 Sigmas in a row, or 3 Mercies in a row. Yeah, we haven't even looked at Mercy. I don't know why I picked that, but you know what I mean. So that's what I want to do with that. Also, I am no longer accepting quick plays because it becomes too papega to do any coaching with at times. Please try and make your VOD submissions things you really want to improve on. I don't want people trying to show off necessarily in this series. It can be fun to watch, but I want ideally this series is around coaching you guys and helping you guys out. So I would appreciate if there are really, really good coaching VODs. But without further ado, let's get into this. We are on board with Creepy, or MK Reepy, or M Creepy. Anyway, this is a tank player. They mainly play Orisa and Ball in this match, but they're also going to play the Sigma apparently. And they feel like they should be higher, but they think their team is always bad. And they normally get flamed really badly, but they feel like they're doing work. So, what's the answer? Well, what are we doing? What are we doing? I wish I was in the replay viewer. This is a fairly ridiculous move to be pulling as a Sigma, unless you've got the rest of your team with you. Because Sigma is not mobile. We have to make this work now. Good first pick. We need to get out. We need to get out. We need to get out. We're gonna die otherwise. We're gonna need to get out. Where's your barrier? Where's your barrier? I don't know where your barrier was. It was deployed, but it was off somewhere. That's the only way we can stop that Zarya doing damage to us, is putting that barrier in her face. That was a really ballsy forward hold. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna straight off the Sigma and onto the Ball. Okay. So with Ball, disruption. That's what we want to see. Not sitting here. We seem to go in there, sit there and say, oh look, I now all of a sudden have another 500 health because of my shields, but I'm just gonna sit here and take damage. We did nothing. We did nothing in that fight. Nothing whatsoever. Why were we constantly in ball mode? We didn't even shoot. We didn't grapple on anything. We didn't pile drive. We created no disruption. And that is what Ball is great at. Like this. So you know his tech. Swing around. Swing around. Swing around. Not ideally just swinging around the payload though. This is not really how we play, but there's a person called Tesco Wi-Fi. There's a person called Tesco Wi-Fi. Yeah, get up in this Reinhardt's face. I don't know why he's trying to stagger himself. It's a bit silly really, isn't it? So, yeah, it's all very well and good swinging yourself in a circle around the payload when it's overtime. This is feeding. You're charging a multi charge. Again, I think you're building Ana Nano here. I think that's what you're doing. Are you queued with your Ana and you're just letting her heal you while you take damage? How did I know that was coming? Nice roll into him to try and boot him into your team. Again, we're advanced. We're taking an absolute megaton of damage. And we're just healing our... We're giving our Ana Nano. You slept. You're purple, so Anna's gonna get nothing from this. You're dead. Yep. You're not doing anything. all you're doing is being a nanobot for your Ana. You're not doing any damage. You're not disrupting. You're just kind of there. And you're just kind of taking damage. You're completely kind of ineffective, apart from building your Ana Nano. Okay. Almost disengage up into the window, I know. It's kind of a thing. And now you're coming back to Ana and like, Ana, heal, Ana, heal. Heal, Ana. Ana, heal me. Ana, heal me. Ana, heal me. You're not queuing with your Ana. No, not now. Why were we just going forward and then coming back to for Ana to heal us, and that's the only thing we were doing? Finally a pile drive. I don't like that minefield. Okay, we're going to Orisa now. We're going to play Orisa Reinhardt. We seem very lost. We seem very, very lost. We don't seem to know what we need to do here. Right. Orisa, get in there. This is old Orisa, by the way. Old radius on her halt, so she can do that. Kill that, 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 kill that. And we get them. We're the only one challenging point. What is that Mercy and that soldier doing? We're back to ball again. No, don't go in there. No. Don't worry about the legs. Don't worry about him. He's just crazy. You should kill him. We're stuck. What? You didn't look like you knew how to play Hammond there. We just kind of grappled onto the ball and didn't have any momentum or anything, so we just kind of hung there. Use the ledge above you. Swing into them. Pile drive. What are you doing? You're feeding. You're feeding. You're just feeding. You're doing nothing. What are you doing? So what are you going to do? You're gonna roll around and sit here so they don't move payload. And then you're just going to play stall. This is not how you play Hammond. You only play Hammond like that when he is like literally a stall pick. You're about to lose the point. Where's your pile drive? Why are you not using high areas to swing from? What are you doing? You need to... You seem like you're botting out and just kind of like... I'm going to take an absolute megaton of damage and my Ana's going to heal me and then she's going to get nano and we're going to get tons of nano blades and we're going to win everything. That's a really weird place to swing from. I don't know what SR this game is either. Better. Demech that diva. Pile drive. Demech that diva. Nice. Nice use of the tech on the payload to pile drive. I like that. We're closing the distance on the Moira. We booped her. Fairly good aim. We need to get out. Okay, cool. That was good. We can be adventurous as Hammond. We can be a little bit more risky, should we say. So this is fine, letting your Ana heal like that. That's fine. I mean, the Ana should love you for the amount of... Okay, we're grappling high ground. Now... That's terrible. That minefield gets nothing there. That's a really, really weird, aggressive minefield. And you died because of it as well. That was a really big waste of that ult. To be quite honest, just put it on payload. This is a good swing. Now we pile drive. Pile drive. Pile drive. Pile drive. Pile drive. Pile drive them. It's a rotating platform. Pile drive. Pile drive. Why are we not pile driving? We're not utilizing Hammond's kit properly here. You're gonna get charged, you're dead. This is... We're gonna play a little bit of guess the rank here. It's not a series I do, but you didn't send in the note your rank, from what I can see. But this is like, okay, so this is when you use the sort of spinning. We're not even spinning on the payload properly because we haven't got the grapple in the center of the payload, so we're getting caught on it. Grapple the center. Grapple the center. That's a tall bolt. We don't want to be going into that. We don't want to be going into the tall lava. We don't want to be going into tall lava. Tall lava. Okay. So this is okay. As a stall sort of thing and zoning sort of thing, that was okay. That's the only time we should be spinning around on the payload like that. Yeah, we're going to play a little bit of guess the rank here because I don't know what rank you are. But this play, this Hammond play, it seems like you've got a brain of like, okay, I'm gonna be a nano farm for my Ana. Which is a really weird thing to do. If I was to guess, this would be gold. At best. Because you're not using your hero. Not properly. You're not grappling properly. You're not setting yourself up for pile drive. You're not using pile drive. I've seen you use pile drive once, twice. In that entire round. Pile drive is massive for Hammond. And it can set up your DPS as well for massive picks. Hammond is all about disruption and you didn't disrupt at all. Okay, Orisa. Zebras are OP, by the way, if you didn't know. Sigma clearly thinks that. I do love looking at some of these names, especially the console names. Like Tesco Wi-Fi is an amazing one if you're British. You'll know Tesco Wi-Fi. Okay. Orisa Sigma. This was what the meta was. Because this is when the meta was strong. Or this was strong anyway. Okay. You're going to use your Holt. Where are you going to use your Holt to? That's my first question. So your Ana's died to the Widow. Holt up above. Cool. Your Sigma should be rocking that. But he didn't. It's fine. They're backing off. We punished that brig. Nice. Okay, don't go down there. Don't go down there. Don't go down there. No. Feeding. You're feeding. You're dead. You're dead. That is really bad. And I don't know what that Mercy's doing. I don't know what that Mercy's doing, but she's bloody crazy. Mercy players, I say this all the time when I see this, and I see it happen a ton. Don't do that. The Orisa overextended. Don't do it. It's their fault. They have to be punished. I don't know what that flank was about. That was really weird. And you thought, to reset this flank, I'm just going to walk through their entire team. There's no way you were going to survive, especially against the comp they've got. Okay, punish this Reinhardt. Punish this Reinhardt. Nice. Hold. That Junkrat. Trap. Oh, we saw the trap in front of us, didn't we? It was on our screen. It was on our screen. We saw it. If there's one person on the payload, just halt them. And then they all go to one place, everyone can pile a load of damage into that one place and they die. It doesn't matter who it is, it can be a tank, it can be a DPS, it can be support. Never going to survive. Okay, barrier out. Stops the Junkrat doing damage, it's fine. Yeah, good hole. Again, you wouldn't get that value on New Orisa, but it's fine. We need back off. Back off. Nice aim. Replace barrier. Replace barrier. Replace barrier. You have a barrier. Replace barrier. Replace your barrier. Replace your barrier. Only now we replace our barrier. You're not shielding. You weren't shielding as you went forward there. You left a barrier ages behind you. Your Genji's going in. Go in. Go in. Don't wait for your Ana. Don't wait for your Ana. Ult. Nice, nice, nice. He should die. Nice. We saw the trap this time. Good. Barrier. 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 You are taking damage. Barrier. Thank you. You're way too slow. He's dead. That's cool. There's a Reaper on payload. They should be able to deal with that. Barrier. 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 You have a barrier. 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 Use your... Barrier. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We've invested a lot. We've invested our bongo now. They're going to be back by before that payload turns the corner. That's a rubbish barrier, by the way. Although it did allow the Mercy to get the res off, but they should have pushed that Mercy. Okay, you're eradicating this area. Cool. I don't know what that barrier is. That's poor barrier placement. You halted him and woke him up. We were over aggressive there. We were trying some sort of spawn camp. I don't no. Now the payload stopped, and judging by its distance, it hasn't passed that corner. No, it hasn't. So that bongo was a waste of time. Okay, our Mercy's popped Valkyrie way too early, but that's fine. Decent barrier. Walk out of it. We should have walked in front of that Reinhardt to stop his charge, because we had Fortify active. Then he wouldn't have charged our soldier. We seem to get very lost in fights as well. That's something I'm noticing. Quite amazingly lost in fights. We lose track of all of what's going on. Okay. Okay, your barrier's going to go down. Shoot the people in the flux. If we'd shot that Reinhardt in the flux, then he would have been dead. The barrier is way too advanced. I don't know whether that was a mistake, but well, it was a mistake. But was it an honest mistake, or was it just you not knowing where to put your barrier? It was way too advanced. You should have just put it down in front of you, and then actually we probably would have blocked that shatter as well. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going? This is... She just gets out of that. No, 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 no. We placed our bongo in front of the barrier that we had actually just put down. So it becomes incredibly vulnerable. We didn't do any damage to that Reaper. It was all the Ana. Your bongo is incredibly powerful. Don't forget that. It seems like a silly ult. It seems like a throwaway ult. It isn't. The damage boost that bongo provides is massive. So don't just treat it as a I'm raising my bongo. Protect it. You'll see very good players activate Fortify and stand in front of it. They'll body block the bongo because it's so valuable. No need to use Fortify there. Now we don't have it to get out of the ground. And everyone's dead. Your barrier placement is okay there. I will say that. You're telling your team what your ult charge is. I like that. I can hear it from the, obviously, the voice lines, which I don't have comms in this, but I can hear it from the voice lines, which is pretty cool. What worries me, and no, don't do this. Don't do this. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is a flanking Orisa. This is feeding your brains out. You're dead. You've thrown. You have thrown very, very hard there. That was really bad. I'm going to switch the ball to try and stall. This is over though. I don't know what possessed you to go underneath the bridge there. Or whatever it is, underneath there as Orisa, but we really don't want to be doing that. We really, really don't want to be doing that. We were completely on our own. We walked into our team, or into their team, and we got obliterated. We were playing some sort of flanking Orisa, which is not good. Orisa is not equipped to do that. So this was a rough one, I'm not gonna lie, and there's a lot that can be improved. I don't know what your rank is, but this seems like a really rough rank. This seems, if I was to be guessing it, I'd be saying silver, but I might be being harsh, I don't know. You have to tell me in the comments what your rank is or something. But first of all, your ball. You were acting as a nano farm for your Ana. Stop. It's fine to go back every now and then and give your Ana a ton of heals so she builds nano properly, but don't purposely be that to just feed your brains out to the enemy team and then come back and say, Ana, heal me. Because you're not just giving your Ana ult charge, you're giving the entire enemy team ult charge. So you're feeding them like nothing else. You are feeding them. So don't do that. Your pile driver was non-existent. You used it 2 or 3 times. In this entire match, you used it 2 or 3 times. Please, as Hammond, you engage with your grapple. You fling yourself up into the air. You pile drive down on top of the team. You then do some damage or you roll out, depending on the situation. Because you can really, really set up the rest of your team for success by displacing the enemy. And that is how it works with Hammond. He is all about displacement and about setting up your team. Whether that's coming around the back, you can boot people into the team. You can go in the air, pile drive, you boop everyone up into the air, and all of a sudden it's a firing range for your DPS. That's the way I want you to play Hammond. I don't want you to just constantly just swing around payload, because that's not how you play Hammond. That's how you play stall. And we don't play stall for the entire match. Just randomly just rolling in and just rolling around and rolling out, and you're doing nothing. You're absolutely doing nothing. All you're doing is saying, enemy team, I'm a big ball, shoot at me, and then you go back to your Ana, and your Ana's like, oh my god, I've got to heal this guy for ages again. Oh my god, I've got nano. That's great, but also they're getting their DPS ults, they're getting their Zarya ult, they're getting their main tank ult. The benefit, it ends up that the benefit's not worth it, because you're giving the enemy team so much more. That's what I'm trying to make obvious here. Your Orisa. Fortify was okay, except sometimes we used it in not ideal situation where we weren't taking any damage or whatever, and then we didn't have it in the situation where we needed it. Example was that last fight in the Grav. Do not go underneath that bridge and just solo into the back line as Orisa. I don't know what that was, but it's painful. Please don't. I don't want to have Vietnam flashbacks. Don't do it. So then barrier. My goodness me, barrier. Use your barrier. You seem to forget you've got it. You seem to forget you've got it. If you're going forward, you have to replace the barrier in front of you. Don't walk past your own barrier and never replace it, because then you're just this massive walking cow that is so easy to hit. She's a horse, not a cow. Sorry. But you're just this massive walking horse, and she's so easy to hit, and you take a ton of damage. And believe me, I'm not the best DPS in the world, but it is so easy to headshot Orisa. So easy. So easy. Plus, now she's been nerfed. So she's got less health entirely. She's got less HP. So you need to be even more careful. Make sure you are replacing your barrier. Do not forget you've got it. It seems like you've got this sort of Sigma issue where Sigma puts his barrier out and then forgets he's put his barrier out and just walks away, and it ends up on the other side of the map because he keeps forgetting he's got it out and doesn't recall it. And you seem to be doing this with Orisa. You're not replacing your barriers. You're not getting it in, and if you don't replace your barriers, you're not protecting your team. So yeah, really, really work on that barrier usage. If so, just use it on cooldown to replace it. Unless the barrier you've put up is not low. The only time we shouldn't be replacing our barrier is... The only time we shouldn't replace our barrier is if our barrier is perfectly fine HP wise and it's in a good position. And then we don't have to replace it. Think about using Fortify if your barrier goes down and you have no replacement for it as well. If you're taking damage, that's a good idea. That's a good time to use Fortify because obviously it can negate some of that damage coming in. But yeah. Your positioning, honestly, that's not the biggest thing to work on right now. The barrier usage needs to be better. It really, really does. That was a standout thing with your Orisa. It was really bizarre. And then that really, really weird flank. But the ball was, I think your Orisa has potential. Your ball was really weird. There's a lot to work on with your ball. You were not having any effect in fights. So to answer your question, do you feel like you should be higher? Well, I don't know what your SR is, but it doesn't look like you should be higher. Unless you are... Actually, no, I don't think you should be higher. Simple as that. In terms of your team being bad, no. No. Your team wasn't that bad. Your soldier was flanking too much. Your Mercy was going with him. I've seen it happen before. But don't blame your team. Don't ever blame your team. If you're playing like that, don't ever blame your team because there is plenty you can improve on. And this is a big, big problem with a lot of Overwatch players. They just say, oh my god, my team's trash, I'm good. Oh my god, I should be much, much higher. I'm held in this rank by my stupid teammates. No, 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 no. No. If you are the rank you are, you generally deserve to be there. To get out of that rank, you have to improve yourself and you will climb. You are talking to someone that has been in bronze, silver, gold, platinum and diamond. Generally, you know you deserve to be on your rank, generally. Unless you're hacking. Then you are probably a higher rank than you should be. So, yeah. Don't even start on about your teammates because there is a plenty of you for you to work on. Plenty. You feel like you're doing work. You weren't on the Hammond. You were doing no work on the Hammond whatsoever. Absolutely no work on the Hammond. You did some work on the Orisa, but you could have done a lot more. A lot more. But your Hammond, you weren't doing anything on Hammond. Honestly. This sounds really, really harsh, but if it had been 5v6 and you hadn't been there at all when you were playing the Hammond, it wouldn't have made a difference. That's because you weren't doing anything. You were just kind of rolling around aimlessly. I think, I hope that this will be really eye-opening for you. I really do, because I know it can be really eye-opening to have your VOD looked at. And there is tons of improvement you can make. And just sorting out that barrier usage and just getting into the rhythm with Hammond of just swing, pile drive, roll out, swing, pile drive, roll out, or swing, pile drive, damage, roll out, swing, pile drive, damage, roll out. And you can pop shields as you've landed with the pile drive, and you get a ton of shields because you're in the middle of the enemy team. and then you roll out, or you've done a little bit of damage and you roll out. Get into that rhythm, you'll be a better Hammond player. Get into the rhythm of making sure your barrier's out. As Orisa, making sure your barrier's in a good place, that your team is using it, and it's not stuck all the way back at the point when the payload has moved halfway through the third phase. Putting your barrier, especially on Junkertown, you can just put your barrier on the bloody payload and it will move with it and you won't have to worry about it. If you do stuff like that, you'll climb. Instantly you'll climb. Because you'll be miles better than you are now. And then you have to, and once you get past that, then we have to start talking about things like sensible, really sensible positioning. Not like the last flank you did there. That was really weird. But we can talk about sensible positioning. We can talk about the precise moment to use fortify. We can talk about setting up things with halt. Your halts generally were okay, but we have to remember that halt has been changed since this VOD was uploaded. So yeah, just concentrate on what I've said. And also, just always question, what am I doing? And I think generally on the Hammond, you were like, I'm just going to keep farming nano for my Ana. The problem is, you were feeding them as well. And so the benefit was negated completely. There's a lot you can work on, and I'm hoping that this VOD will really, really help. But I am going to leave it here for this one. This has been a lengthy one. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.